Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about data validation and filtration using pivot tables. I am Anvesh Narala. About myself, I am currently pursuing Masters of Science in Technology Management at Southeast Missouri State University, and I completed my undergraduate in Electronics and Communication Engineering in India. Around totally 5 plus years of work experience in software development and services. I worked in product and service-based companies, professional in Microsoft technologies like C#, .NET, ASP.NET, MVC, and SQL Server, certified in Talent Cloud and Azure platforms. Coming to purpose, the purpose of the course is to teach the data validation filtering using pivot tables in MS Excel to students at Southeast Missouri State University. The main purpose of the training is to equip the learners with the skills and knowledge on how to validate and infiltrate the data using pivot tables. This course is to provide the comprehensive understanding of Excel pivot tables and their advanced techniques. Coming to training object, at the end of this training session, students will able to understand the below things, uh, how to create the pivot tables and use the layout and styles, design and formatting options, sorting, filtering, and pivot charts and grouping tools. These can be covering in this particular training session. Introduction about the pivot tables. The pivot tables is an interactive to quickly summarize large amount of data. Pivot tables is especially designed for large amount of data. Once it is created, the tool is automatically sort, count, sum of the data stored in the tables and display in a summarized data. The managing data is very easily and friendly, and analyze the data is easily and generate the report by one click option, come up with the decisions making more effectively and easily accessible insights. The pivot tables are used to quickly summarize the data as they offer fast and correct and intuitive answer to even the most complex analytic questions. Coming to quiz activity, is pivot charts always based on pivot tables? Yes. Without pivot tables, there is no, we are unable to create the pivot charts. Coming to content, the application of Excel functions. The students will learn every function within the Excel worksheet, which is are shown in the below. This particular diagram you can able to see when you are opening the Excel sheet. Coming to the content, how to create the pivot tables. These are the 5 steps to you can able to create the pivot tables. I'll go one by one. The first step, what you need to just select the cells to create the pivot tables form. This is an input table. uh, Here you need to select how many cells, how many columns, and how many rows if you want to create for the pivot tables. And after that, in insert option, there is a pivot tables. Just click on that particular pivot tables, and it will come with the one pop-up window like any create pivot tables. Here we have a 2 sections. If you want to select the range, the table and range. If you are not giving any table range directly, it will be taking sheet name as a table name. Range will be 1:10. Why? Because here totally we have a 10 rows. That's why the table range is like 1:10. If you want to, where you want to place the pivot table, if you want to open the new pivot table in existing worksheet, or if you want to open in the new worksheet. If I'm going to select the new worksheet here, right, it will be open in the sheet. This is the window for the pivot tables. To creating the pivot tables, you mainly concentration on which which data you need to consider as a column, row, and which basis you need to filter the data, and what is the values. The values, what you need to do, what you are going to do means like a mathematical functions, like a sum, count, average. These kind of functions, these kind of operations you are going to perform in this values option. And after clicking on OK, I can able to create the pivot tables here. Coming to data validation and data filter. In this pivot tables options, we can able to select the required columns, and we can filter the data and sort the data by each column. Uh, I can go through the exercise. Quiz activity. Can we change the view of pivot table report depending upon what we want to analyze? Yes, we can. Which of these is not a box in pivot tables fields list? Just know which we discussed. The pivot table list we have rows, columns, values, and filters. Formulas is not there. Coming to activity 1. In activity 1, you need to create the pivot tables with the data of your own choice, and just you can go through how to validate and how to filter the data and upload that particular exercise what you are going to do. Just I'm going to show you how you need to create the pivot tables, like how to validate the data and how to filter the data, like how to apply the formats, if any empty values, how you need to populate the default values. Just I'm going to cover it. This is my raw data. Okay, first of all, what you need to do means just you need to create the pivot tables. My table is directly what I discussed, right? Sheet name it will directly take as a table name if you are not going to give any table name. And also the table range is from 1 is to 12. From 1 to 12 rows we have it's taking as a table. Just click on OK. Here you are going to select categories as a rows and sales quality as a values. Okay. If coming to activity, if you can do the code operations like insert, update, delete, it will directly automatically upload in the pivot tables. You don't need to worry about those things. For example, based on my requirement, tab is added to the my table, in my existing table. Okay, just come to the sheet 6 and just you need to refresh the pivot tables. It's not affected here. For that one, what you need to do means just go to the pivot tables analyze option, and here change the data source. The data source you have 1 is to 12, right? For that one, what we need to do means we need to change the table range values. Okay, in that case it will be automatically upload. It is like a traditional thing if you are going to do. For example, if multiple times if you are going to add the same kind of activity, if you are going to do for this one, if you want to do it dynamically, I'm going to show you how you need to do the dynamically. Just coming to here and insert. Just first in the very initial step you need to create the table name. Okay, here just I'm going to create the table name. Okay, product is my table name. Okay, now we are going to create the pivot tables. The table and range everything will be take care by this particular table name, and just click on OK. And sales and category, sorry, category as a rows, sales as a quality. Okay, coming to activity 1, if you are going to add another option like a tab 2. Okay, coming to sheet, and just you can refresh the data, will be automatically updated. And also if you are going to update, or if you want to going to delete any kind of data in the main table, it will be automatically updated here. For example, here we have an empty values. For this empty values I need to populate like a default value. For that one, just you need to right click on the field value field options and go to the pivot tables option. Here we have for empty cells you need to show as an, for example, if I'm going to show as a 0, it will be automatically populated here. If I need to going to apply the pivot table styles and formats here, this is an existing styles we have. If you want to create any custom styles, just here this is option you can able to create your custom styles. Okay, coming to here, if you want to generate the individual reports, just come here to the value field option, just double click on it. Here it will be generate in individual reports. For headphones we have four different kind of headphones like Apple AirPods to Apple AirPods Max. Okay, coming to here, say this two and another two we have here. This all things we generated an individual report here. If you want to do the grouping, just double click on coming to the field and just select the based on the product name. If I need to do the grouping, just click on OK. In headphones, we have two different kind of headphones. We have okay, three different kind of for phones. We have one phone for laptop. We have four different kind of laptops. We have okay. If you want to revert back the changes, just coming to here, just you can drag and drop to the from row to the field value options. And also, if you want to do the filtering based on the product name, coming to the product name, and you can drag the product name field name value to the filter options. Just come here and in the drop down, if you are going to select any options based on the selection, the particular in the grid, the particular data is going to appear. If you want to select a more than one option, select the multiple items checkbox here. You can able to select the more than one option. Okay. Uh, Here we can do like in a user-friendly manner that filtering. Just you can drag and drop here, and after that, just you can right click and add slicer. From here also, you can able to filter the data if you want to select more than one option. Here just you can select this multi-select option, and just you can select more than one option. Okay, here you can do the data validation and filter action, and you can generate individual report, and you can apply the styles. Okay, just take your input raw data and work on one exercises like in a data validation on how to filter the data, and upload that file in format given the evaluation tab. Coming to quiz activity, in how to do remove the items from the pivot tables. You can drag and drop from the pivot tables option. If you want to delete the source data from the source data, and you can refresh the pivot tables like that also, you can going to delete it, and right click on the items, in the fields listed in the select and remove. With these three options, we can going to remove the items from the pivot tables. Coming to activity 2, create a pivot chart. By using a pivot tables, we can able to create the pivot charts. First one, these are the 4 steps to you can able to create the pivot charts. Like go to the Excel and go to the insert option. You can find the pivot chart and select the type of charts like in a bar or pie chart. Any kind, what kind of charts if you're going to do, just select that option and next click on OK. Here it will be display the pie charts. Okay, coming to here the activity 2. Okay, first I need to who is assigned to, who is working, and tickets, how many tickets we have. Okay, for here just I need to select the count of tickets. Okay, here you can select the option to the count, otherwise just right click on this particular value field and go to the value field settings, and here also you can select the drop down, just select the count. Okay, Anvesh is working on 2 tickets and Patties is working on 1 ticket, like more is working on 3 tickets. Okay, in this particular sprint we are totally 11 tickets in our team members are going to working on. Okay, for here coming like based on the time, like in a start date, I'm going to filter the data here. Like July and August. Okay, July and August, this many people are working. Okay, coming to here like in June and August, how many people are working, and also based on the client name, we are going to filter based on the client name how many people for for Southeast Missouri and July and August. Battis and Morris worked for the tasks. If I'm going to generate a pivot charts for this particular data, for you have an option from insert also. You can going to select the pivot charts here. Okay, from the charts you can select it, and other option is called like going to pivot tables analyze option. Here you have a pivot charts. Here you can able to select the pie. I'm going to select the pie charts for my requirement. Here if you want to select multi-select options for health age and SEMO and care source. Okay, for if I selected multiple select July and August, in the July and August Anvesh's worked on two batties. This is a graphical representation. By using the pie charts we can able to show you. Okay, uh, coming to summary, the training the students on how to use the pivot tables is very crucial since it can be used in the data validation and filtration. Data validation and filtration is a selection and categorization of the items in the table form. This action is highly implemented in the various forms across the world since it makes the data arranged to be easily across the platform. Introduction of evaluation handbook. The training includes the several significant components, one of which is the evaluation, which is serves the purpose of ensuring that all goals are met. During the assignment, the students will be tested on the experience and the information that they gained from the participating in the training session. The trainer will able to determine at the gesture whether or not the trainee is gaining anything from the experience. In additionally, the evaluation contributes to the process to providing a feedback to the learners on the abilities that they have gained during the various training portions. At the end of, I'm going to give you that evaluation link. Just give me your feedback on this particular training session so that we can improve our training. Okay, these are the evaluation link. Okay, this is the evaluation link. Just the name and optional, and you can if you want to choose give your email address or name, you can give it. Why you are interested to launch this training, just your own interest or if your certification you can do it. Do you find, just you can give your rating. Okay, coming to down here, if you in activity 1 and activity 2, if you are going to do exercises, so that that particular Excel sheet, or if you want to attach any kind of additional documents, you can attach from here. Okay, and after that, just give your suggestions and improve this training session and just click on submit button. Thanks for joining for this training.